let's just quickly go back to the Supreme Court once more to bring you some more reactions on this particular subject matter. Let's cross over once more.
The effect of this whole thing means that the action initiated by the Speaker of the Majority Leader of Parliament, Alexander Afenyo-Markin, succeed in that regard. So it's clear majority decision 5-2. And remember that these justices who dissented, like I mentioned, Justice Amadou Tanko and Justice Lovelace Johnson, they dissented in this whole matter. Chief Justice Gertrude Saki Tokonu, Mariama Owusu, Justice Samuel Esiedu, and Justice Yao Dakun Asare, all of them granted the request made by the Majority Leader Alexander Afenyo-Markin. So there's been interesting reaction to this whole matter. The reasons of the decision of the Apex Court would be made available tomorrow, as we've been told that the reasons will be clear, or the reasons will be available, God willing, tomorrow for everybody to know. No clear reasons has been assigned to the decision that they have just given. What we do know now is that at 5-2 majority, the Supreme Court has decided that the Speaker of Parliament was wrong. It was unconstitutional for the Speaker of Parliament to declare those 4 seats vacant. What is clear now is that those 4 members of Parliament who have declared their intention to go as independent candidates still have their post. They still have their job back. They can be back in Parliament. What is interesting is whether the Speaker is going to recall Parliament and at what particular point in time, especially so when that has been the House or sitting in Parliament has been adjourned indefinitely. So it's been an interesting lesson. In fact, the judgment of the Apex Court did not last for a very long time. It was for a very short sitting when that particular decision was made. It was so because there are reasons, the reasons assigned to the conclusion of their decision has not been made known. So it is clear, and it is a reason you understand that immediately the case was called, the Chief Justice indicated that the majority, the decision was the only one that was communicated. Clearly, the Speaker of Parliament, the lawyers were absent from the case, and all those that you can see in the chambers were all those in relation who are in support of the majority leader, and they are here in their majority. In fact, the Attorney General was also here representing the state. He also came in, and then also with a team, Dinah Sonabadapa, and some state attorneys, all of them came in to witness the decision of the Apex Court. So it's been an interesting day. It's been admitted finally the Apex Court has put finality to that decision, to that issue, or to that rate filed by Alexander Afenyo-Markin at the Supreme Court. And clearly, a 7-member panel of the Supreme Court have decided, and their decision is that that particular request from Alexander Afenyo-Markin succeed, and it succeeds in 5-2 majority. And Justice Amadou Tanko and Justice Lovelace Johnson dissented. The Chief Justice, Justice Mariama Owusu, Justice Yao Dakun Asare, Justice Samuel Esiedu, all of them are in the majority that granted or this particular request from the majority speaker. And earlier when he was about to address the media, I said, yes, that means me reportage that I am the leader of the MPP or I am the minority leader. The Supreme Court has said when the court speaks, you just have to respect decisions that are made by the judicial bodies and the court especially. So once the Supreme Court has spoken, it is clear. Now, everything in Parliament has been sorted. The controversy surrounding the vacancy declared by the Speaker of Parliament in relation to those parliamentary candidates or the MPs who have declared their seat vacant has been settled, and been settled in a 5-2 majority. Chief Justices in the majority side, and Justice Amadou Tanko and Justice Lovelace Johnson dissenting in that particular opinion. So as you can see behind me, there's a lot of reactions going out at the back there. They are still having some interesting conversations about what this whole decision means to Parliament, to the Legislative House, and also to whatever has happened. To give some context here, this whole matter started from the 17th of October, when the Speaker of Parliament, as it were, declared 4 seats in Parliament vacant because those members of Parliament have decided to go as independent candidate. Fast forward immediately, a day after, Alexander Afenyo-Markin came to the court with an ex parte motion, and that ex parte motion was to the effect that the court should stop whatever effect that was put on the declaration made by the Speaker of Parliament for Parliament to remain as it is, because he wants to test that particular clause article in the 1992 Constitution, Article 97, 1, G and H, because they think that the interpretation of it is different from what the Speaker really applied, and they want the Supreme Court, the body that has the original jurisdiction to deal with the interpretation of the Constitution, to handle that matter. The Supreme Court agreed with him, granted the ex parte motion, and then asked them to file their processes. Fast forward, on the 30th of October, the Speaker of Parliament sought with an application, came and said they want that particular decision taken by the Supreme Court vis-a-vis the ex parte motion to be reversed. The court affirmed the decision earlier and said that the substantive matter ought to be dealt with expeditiously. And yesterday, the parties met, heard argument from all of them. Conspicuously missing was lawyers of the Speaker of Parliament, led by Thaddeus Sorry. They were not present in court. Their input was not involved in whatever decision that the Supreme Court has taken. In fact, yesterday when the case was called, they were absent. So lawyers of Alexander Afenyo-Markin, led by GHOne, as it were, made the argument. The Attorney General and his team also made the argument, and the court adjourned for today for judgment, and their judgment is clear. 5-2 majority. Reasons we do not know yet. Tomorrow, we'll procure copies of what the reasons really are in relation to the decision that they have made. What will be interesting is to note what exactly are the reasons of the dissenting opinions who have also given their reasons, or who will also be giving their reason, and what the majority side would also be saying in relation to that. And the Attorney General has been giving some interesting analysis to why the perception out there that people think that the decision is already known, it's always predictable to know some of the outcome of this. He said, yes, it is not alien, it is not something that is new. The Supreme Court you can always predict situations when they come to court, as far as you know that the merit or there's no merit in this whole matter. And they felt that the Supreme Court has spoken, and the manner in which the Supreme Court spoke by way of 5-2 majority is a resounding one. So that is the decision that the Supreme Court, or some of the things that the Attorney General Godfred Yeboah-Dame has been saying in relation to that. So all in all, that issue, that controversy in Parliament, the vacancy declared by the Speaker of Parliament, Speaker Bagbin, has been reversed. The Supreme Court says that by 5-2 majority, that decision is unconstitutional, and that has been as it were vacated, or has been reversed. So the impact of this is that Parliament is still as it was, or as it were, before this whole controversy started. The majority side still remains with the New Patriotic Party, and the majority leader is Alexander Afenyo-Markin. And then the NDC still remains the minority in Parliament, and the minority leader is Dr. Kesel Ato Forsin. That is the